Something Scary brought to you by the Hulu original series Hellstrom. Right in time for Halloween, a mature, suspenseful, mysterious, scary, dark, thrilling, chilling, authentic, dark and dry humor, edgy, action-packed series. Marvel Television produced Hellstrom, which is based on characters from Marvel Comics. I am excited to put Hellstrom on my horror watch list because it is a complicated family story with a chilling supernatural twist. We're talking scary demons, intense family drama, possession, and possible apocalyptic consequences for the rest of the world if or when the Hellstrom family comes together. The show follows Damon and Anna Hellstrom, the son and daughter of a mysterious and powerful serial killer, as they track down the worst of humanity, each with their own attitude and supernatural skill set. All episodes of Hulu's Hellstrom are streaming now, only on Hulu.
Hey, I'm Markia. Want to hear something scary?
House Party Hex. On October 31st, all sorts of magic is in the air. The only blue moon of the year will be shining full that night, amplifying the power of All Hallows Eve even further. That's why you must make sure to prepare yourself for all of the dark energy that will be unleashed this Halloween, or else something wicked might come for you. When Portia opened her front door, a hideous face lunged at her with a loud cackle. She recoiled in horror at the wrinkled face of a witch. She screamed as mildewy-smelling dust blew in her face, and suddenly the cackle turned into playful laughter. It was just her friend, Yadira. She held the ugliest witch decoration Portia had ever seen. The plastic face looked like it had melted, and the bony, spindly fingers looked like they wanted to snatch her and anyone else who dared get close to it. Handing the old Halloween decoration to Portia, her normally quiet friend laughed off the scare. Portia put the creepy thing aside and forced a smile. Even though Portia and her friends cut loose at her Halloween party every year, tonight was different. With the death of her mom a few months ago, it was now up to Portia to carry on the annual ritual. With the help of her closest friends, Yadira and Belcalis, she now had to protect her home and family from the evil that searched for them. Years ago, in this very house, Portia's mother had started a coven of witches. The ladies should have been more careful in their practice, however, because they caught the attention of someone sinister. An evil witch showed up on her mother's doorstep, demanding sanctuary from the coven. And when denied, the wicked woman smeared her mother's forehead with a dark mark, cursing her home before finally being driven away. Everyone that had been in the house during that encounter fell ill for months, and if not for her mother's rapid study of witchcraft and discovery of the ritual, they all might have died. This ancient ritual had to be performed every Halloween to protect the household from corrupt forces. Portia knew it had to be conducted before sunset in order to keep the house invisible to the dark curse for another year. She and Yadira would have to get started now, even though their friend Belcalis was a little late. Hopefully, 2 was enough for a coven. Portia stepped inside the open salt circle with her friend and closed it behind them. Closing her eyes, she began to recite the first incantation. Protect the veil, boil the bad seeds, as night falls we plead. Shelter from the evils beyond this door, let it knock never more. They could sense that something was already trying to break through. Suddenly, against the salt barrier surrounding them, ghostly hands pressed against an invisible bubble. Portia knew they had to stop whatever it was. They were losing light. The sun was setting soon. Rapidly reading aloud the incantations in her mother's book, Portia carefully chose ingredients to add to the boiling potion to banish the force trying to get in. Portia's hands began to shake over the boiling cauldron. Yadira reached out to help steady them. The force outside the salt circle howled. No! Abruptly, The hands changed to ghostly fists, pounding on the invisible wall between them and it. Portia turned her back to the supernatural force, urgently asking for Yadira to hand her the ingredients. Portia thought the potion was complete until she felt Yadira hand her another vial. "You forgot one. Here's the last one to seal the ritual." Portia nodded and emptied it over the cauldron. The supernatural energies pushed harder against the barrier, and despite that barrier's protection, Portia could feel ancient dark evil all around her. She looked to her friend Yadira and saw that her skin was mottling and her hair slowly turning gray. It had to be the work of the energies outside the barrier, she thought. They had to drink the potion before it was too late. Portia handed her a cupful of potion, urging that they both drink immediately. Portia faced the force beyond the salt barrier, yelling in defiance. Her mother's spell was complete. She gulped the concoction down, and the burn of the liquid made her choke. Was it supposed to do that? Portia wondered. She stumbled backwards, coughing, scuffing, and breaking the protective salt circle, and with it, the protective barrier allowing the supernatural force to rush inside. Portia's eyes widened as the force solidified and revealed itself. The figure before her was weeping. Gasping, Portia croaked, "Mom?" This was not the dark, ancient evil that Portia had felt, but if not that, then what? With a gasp, Portia realized her mistake, and she spun back to see a giggling Yadira as she poured her own goblet of potion onto the floor. Strange energy crackled, and her friend, now cackling, rose floating above Portia. A different, malicious voice ripped out of Yadira's throat. "It was unfortunate for you that young Yadira crossed paths with me on her way here. Even more unfortunate that I made some adjustments to the ingredients you added to your potion. I've waited so long for this." The girl she thought was Yadira transformed, and suddenly, Portia beheld the very witch that had cursed her mother. Portia's hands began to wrinkle. Gray, cobwebbed hair sprouted from her head. Pain shot through her bones. A sudden tightness pulled every muscle on her face and body. Skin shriveled and cracked as Portia lost all her senses and ceased to be human. She was now hollow, like plastic. In fact, she looked similar to the grotesque Halloween decoration the evil witch had brought with her. Surely the real Yadira also changed into a fake witch. Charged anew with Portia's stolen life force, the evil witch took on Portia's form. She still required more life force to continue her long life and reign of terror, and fortunately, there would soon be a whole party of young souls on the way to her. Just then, the doorbell rang and the door creaked open. Belcalis called out for her friends. "Hello?" She walked through the door and suddenly screamed as two grotesque witch decorations dropped from above and hung in front of her. They swayed, and something about their disfigured faces looked disturbingly familiar. Before she could place why, her friend Portia jumped out from behind them. "Happy Samhain!" she cried as she handed her a steaming goblet. As Belcalis began to choke on the potion, more of their friends drew closer to the now cursed home. The evil witch grinned. This would be an epic party. It's important for us to find ways to take care of ourselves, but also taking care of ourselves shouldn't be another source of stress. CBD is something I use to help with my stress and mental clarity. It's a good way to help you feel better while going through your normal day. And our sponsor, Caliper, has a great way to consume CBD. Caliper CBD powder is completely tasteless and mixes easily in any food or drink. I really enjoy Caliper CBD powder because it's THC free, and it's an easy addition to my morning smoothie or cup of tea. I don't have to go out of my way to help ease my stress. That's such a win. Plus, it's clinically proven that you absorb 450% more CBD with Caliper CBD powder compared to tinctures. That's awesome. You can try Caliper CBD risk-free for 30 days. If you don't love it, they'll give you a full refund. Get 20% off your first order when you use promo code SCARY at trycaliper.com/scary. Want more Something Scary? You can hear more stories over on the Something Scary podcast, available for free on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to your favorite shows. The links are in the description below. Thank you to all of our patrons. While we do run a limited amount of ads, the show would not be possible without your support. If you'd like to submit a story, send me an email at somethingscary@snarled.com. Like and share this video if it gave you the chills. And don't forget to subscribe to Snarled and turn on the bell for notifications. And if you dare, follow me on social media. Until next time, my dark darlings, happy Halloween.